Okay, so when it comes time to talk about social influencers, I think everyone would agree that you need influencers to help you spread your message. Getting in would be a nice addition to the campaign, but how do you find them? And how do you know who's influential about a certain subject? And how do you approach them without spending hours and hours researching each and every single one of them? So I'm going to show you a couple quick tools that we use here over at Mad Hatter Agency. What you first want to do is go and create an account at socialbro.com. It's kind of a funky name, but it's an awesome tool. I think it's like 13 bucks a month. So once you log in, you're going to have this screen. And let's just say we want to go to Tools and discover new Twitter users. Click on that. And let's just say that we want to find people big or influential on human trafficking, right? And we want to say United States. Hit search. And what this is going to do is going to show us all the different people who are influential about human trafficking. Right now this is just a detailed view, but we can go down to a grid view to see more results. Okay, and here you go. So you're going to have two arrows, one pointing up, one pointing down. If the arrow is pointing up, that means you are following them. If the arrow is pointing down, that means they are following you. Next, or underneath that, you're going to have a score, a green score. So this is 875 out of a possible 1,000. So how influential are they with this particular topic? So pretty influential. And then a 9 out of 10, and that is how often are they tweeting about this particular topic. So very influential about it, and they're talking about it a lot. Okay. Here you have someone that's pretty influential about the topic, but they're not tweeting about it as much. And then you get the rest of the idea. So a couple things you can do from this point. A, you can follow them by clicking follow. You can add them to a list by either adding them to a list that you already have or creating a new one. Or you can mention, do a direct message block, put a note on them, all that good stuff. Now let's just say you want to do this, but you want to do it quickly and do more than one. All you have to do is hold down the Shift key, and you can sit there and just select whoever you would like to follow, and then it'll allow you to follow a lot of people all at once. So that's Social Bro. Now let's get a little bit more details. So we can start doing demographic filters. So we can show by time zone, languages, users. So you can say only verified users. This is really good if you're looking for celebrity types. URLs, profiles with URL, only profiles with no URL. Gender, so do you want men or women? And then do you want brands or an actual person? So you can get really detailed on this thing. Now, what I typically do is I say, okay, who are the top 10 about any particular subject? And I put them in the top 10 whatever list, okay? And then once I have this list of influencers, you can do 10, 20, however many you want, but I usually stick with around 10. Once I've identified the influencers, what I then want to do, I then take the influencer handle, and I'm going to use a different tool to find a profile against them, on them, excuse me. So this one's called Tatkilla. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to twitonomy.com. Once you log in, it's free. Click on Profile. And then from there, I'm going to say Tatkilla. Kind of a weird name, but I didn't choose it. And this is going to spit back a very detailed profile for this particular Twitter user. So we see their bio right there, see where they're located, we have a link to their website, and let's see here, we can tweet at them, we can add them to the list like Social Bro, we can follow them, and what we see here, here's the tweet analytics, so how many tweets per day they're doing, how many retweets, how many replies, hashtags, all that good stuff. So this is all good stuff, but what I typically use it for is I say, who are they most retweeting, right? Who are they replying to? Who are they mentioning? Okay, so this now becomes your community. So it's like, well, who do I also need to be talking into the community based on this? And so we can sit there and say, okay, here's the users the most retweeting. Here's who they're talking to or replying to, right? Here's who they're mentioning. And then, of course, here are the hashtags that they're using the most. So when people say, well, I don't know what to tweet, what I would do is find out, what retweets. So here's the tweets that are most retweeted. Okay, so here's popular discussions. And then also, which hashtags are these people using? So sex, abolitionist, trucking, porn, human trafficking, truckers against trafficking, etc. Now, if you do this for 10 influencers, you're going to start seeing different themes and patterns emerging from this data that you're seeing right here. If you get a paid account for this, you can also export this information to an Excel spreadsheet, and then as you start adding influencers, you basically just start lining them all out. And then what you can also do is sort by the most popular hashtag. Trafficking might be the biggest one for that community. So, hope this helps you. So right now you should be able to find influencers and then see what they're talking about, who they're talking to, and then of course get a good idea on how to approach them based on different hashtags and things that they're favoriting. So, anyway, that concludes today's module.